Hi everybody, welcome to Academics at LISOF. My name is Ashleigh Cohen.
And I'm Maryne Steenekamp.
And we are the academic heads of LISOF. And we're going to talk about academics. Maryne, what do you think is the best thing about being an academic?
I think for me, it is part of seeing the curriculum and how it fits in with industry, how we can make sure that it's always fit for purpose, making sure that we work with an amazing academic team like academic managers, our lecturers, to get the whole academic project up and running, fit for purpose, and especially now, with our focus being very much on fourth industrial revolution, see how many new skill sets we can introduce, see how we can unpack it in assessments.
You know what, when I think about academics, so I always think about the narrative and the written word and the theories that underpin academics and all those kind of things which so many people find really boring, but which really stimulates me and really gets me excited. But something that you said, which is so interesting, is that fitness for purpose. And I really think that we are very blessed at LISOF with the qualifications that we've got and the external stakeholder involvement.
Correct.
So, the people in the workplace are so invested in our students and in our institution, and they are always so willing to help us. And if we've got a question, so just as an example, yesterday I was speaking to one of our academic managers about visual merchandising. And you know that we're looking at doing a visual merchandising online short learning program. And it's basically done, and now we need somebody from industry to come in and have a look at it and to give us some feedback. And there were so many people that were willing to actually help us that we're going to have to turn some of them away because we can't use everybody. And, I think that one of the difficulties that as an academic in an institution you have is you have to comply with the regulators.
Yes.
And as we know, those regulations are stringent. And for us to be able to have the accreditation that we've got, we have to follow those rigorous procedures. But we also have to make the workplace happy.
Correct.
And give them students who are employable and students who have skills for now and skills for the future. And we're so, and I say it again, so blessed with the stakeholders that we have who are willing to become involved. Just look at our placements for our students. So we're placing students in second year, third year,
and honours.
And our honours.
Yes.
And students actually have a choice of where they want to go because the retailers, the designers out there, the buying companies, the manufacturing companies, they're all willing to have our students.
Yeah. And I think it's because we put so much effort and love into our academic project that I think in a certain sense, it's almost like a very close-knitted family where industry and LISOF works very closely together. So we know more or less what they want. I mean, we involve them every year for external moderation. We get their feedback, we change, we update our curriculum, so we really hone our students to be really there and ready for the uptake. So it's not there where they need to take someone, train them from the word go, but they've got that students that they work from in the experiential learning space.
But that's why, sorry to interrupt you, that's why I think so many of our students who are placed with retailers, particularly the bigger organizations, that when they graduate, they get jobs there.
Most of the time they do.
And that's just absolutely amazing. And look at our honours students who are being placed, and remember, they are learning while they're earning.
Yes.
So they're getting paid while they are at their host organizations. And the host organizations are getting research that's done, that's fit for purpose, that adds value to their institution. and that also meets our requirements of the NQF level descriptors by producing new information.
Yes, it's an amazing harmony, and what I'm really excited about as well is the fact that we've now kind of worked very well together with our local industry, but with our British accreditation.
How exciting is that?
I think with the BAC now on board, we will have that extra opportunity to go and then explore some international borders as well, especially with our honours students.
And you know what's nice about the British Accreditation Council accreditation? So as you know, you were also involved in it, and it was a grueling process.
Right.
But do you know that they are a non-profit organisation, and they are not a membership organisation? So you can't pay for membership with them. If you want to use that logo, which we can now use,
and we do,
you have to go through that accreditation process, and so they have given us full accreditation for 4 years, but they're coming back within the next year to make sure that everything is still the same, if not better.
Which it will be.
No, exactly. Certainly with the team that we've got on board.
Agreed.
And talking about the team, I mean, how amazing have our lecturers been moving with this COVID into the online space?
And especially if you think about the fact that our big thing here is the creation of the artifact. So we've got lecturers who's about 60 years of age, who's now online teaching with a very big mentorship focus, these students. And not only are they teaching them in real time, but students have got access to videos to go back and to revise. It's an absolute blessing for us to have such a strong team and to now have such a big library of resources to assist students with artifact skills.
And also with their research, you know, we've got ProQuest, we've got Scholartext. The students can submit their assessments via Turnitin online.
Yes.
I think we've all developed these skills that we never thought we had in us.
Agreed. And it just shows what a level of competency there is in the staff, which means that in turn, our students benefit from it as well. Because our students, the same token as which our staff has been great on the uptake, so has our student body. They have been engaging, they have been talking to the lecturers. It's become a very, very good symbiotic relationship. And I think it goes to show that as we move into 4IR and moving more to an online space, that personal relationship between lecturer and students become more and more evident. So even if you think about our BCom, we've got very small classes at the moment, so there's a lot of hands-on curating of the knowledge field. And the BCom especially is one of our big pride and joy. So we've got the consumer buying behavior. That's an increasingly important skill set to have.
Absolutely. And also, you know, if you look at our other qualifications and how we've managed to put it all online, our BA has really evolved seamlessly into the online
especially
space.
our media. The media elective has been wonderful, because there they do their blogs. They've now got access to different editing software, so they can do their professional photo shoots, sometimes from their cell phones.
I was going to say, look at how they're managing to do their photo shoots without having to come into the studio. Their use of lighting, and also, you know, if you look at some of our creative lecturers and the software and the programs that they are using to help the design students with their patterns and with their garments. And the fact that we're going to have a virtual fashion show,
which we're very excited about,
is just going to be absolutely amazing, because that really gives our students an incredible platform to build a portfolio of evidence, and to go into the online sales space and the online curatorship space. Which is just absolutely incredible. And you know that we're now giving our students data every month.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
So we're assisting them with the online teaching and learning, and they are also magnificent in how they've been communicating when they've been stuck, how they've been accessing. So we've got the most interesting assessments where they did visual merchandising displays from the comfort of their homes, which was quite innovative to see what the students can think of. T-shirt designs where they repurpose some of their clothing in their cupboards. Everything aligned to the assessment, to the NQF, but the innovation from the students from the guidance of the lecturers. It's been an absolutely amazing journey.
And that was during our hard lockdown that we did that. So they couldn't go out. It wasn't an essential product to go and buy clothes and fabric and materials and accessories. They really had to rummage through their wardrobes.
Yes.
And they were incredibly innovative and they really loved it.
They did.
Yeah.
And I think it's also because they get feedback from industry, so they know that what they are doing is actually valuable, that they're working for this bigger picture of one day when I am the buyer, one day when I am the visual merchandiser or the manager. I think they've also got that bigger picture viewpoint from their perspective. And I also have to say that I think that the entire culture of LISOF has shifted very much to be more academically focused. So we've seen a lot more quality submissions. We've seen a lot more attention being paid to professionalism, ethical approaches. So a lot of, I think the entire culture shift came from the teamwork between academics and student cohort. And I think we've also reached a new benchmark. And I think that's what also attracted the BAC to really value our product.
Absolutely. And if you look at the feedback that we got from the BAC, they could not fault us anywhere on our quality assurance processes and on the academic rigor. And I know that sometimes what it does mean is that sometimes there may have to be a remark or a review, and then sometimes the results take a little bit longer to be released. But we're doing that in the name of academic authenticity and academic rigor. And to make sure that the students that are progressing through the system and are graduating into the workplace have the skill sets and have the knowledge that is required by industry to make them employable. And look at what some of our ex-students have achieved.
Our alumni.
You know, where they've been working internationally. And I think now with BAC, it really does open up so many more doors for our students. And where we weren't recognized in the past, which I think was few and far between, but you know, there are always the doubters out there.
There will always be.
I really think that we've put paid to that by not only having local accreditation, but now having international accreditation as well.
And I think with that, coupled with the fact that we're now becoming one Stadio, which means that we've got a greater institutional portfolio. So students can now go into, you know, like the business side with the Mill Parks, the SPSs. We've got AFTA joining us, Prestige. You know, so there's a lot of options now available for our students to actually go and migrate between qualifications and faculty. So I think that with the international accreditation, with the industry relationships, I think that's going to strengthen the student here at LISOF even more so.
Absolutely, because it really does, and I know our media campaigns have been about making the circle bigger.
Yes.
And it's certainly, I think we can feel it from an academic perspective, that there are so many more resources and there's so much more available to us to ensure this authenticity and the rigidity and the quality that we're striving for, but for the students as well to be able to be exposed to other faculties, and it's like opening that door and the students like peeping out and so many more doors that they can now open and explore, and all of them who have all of the subsidiaries who have the same level of quality assurance and of authenticity, and who also value deeply the academic project.
Yeah, and I think what I've seen, like when we meet with some of these academics from these subsidiaries, is there's a great collaboration between us from the academic side, LISOF, with all the other subsidiaries. So there's this amazing sharing of academic knowledge within the operational side of private higher ed. And I think that when we bring it back to our campus, it's also assisted us with getting better structures in place, with getting more open door policies in terms of how a student can progress with credit accumulation transfer, RPL, different opportunities. So I think that in essence is trickling down from the top to the bottom.
Exactly, and I think that, well, I'm certainly hugely excited about the future of academics within Stadio, and I think that us becoming the School of Fashion,
Oh, sure.
we're not going to lose any of our integrity or any of the quality.
Not.
If anything, we've got just so many more resources that are just going to make us better. And the research opportunities that we're going to have. I mean, both of us have now submitted articles for publication. I'm presenting next week at an international conference, which I'm really, really upset that it's online and not in Italy like it was supposed to be. But it's giving us as academics as well huge opportunity to grow. And you know that the more we grow, the more we can offer our students and ultimately industry.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it's a wonderful and safe space. And I think also when we talk about the School of Fashion and Stadio is we'll still be here. We'll still be here holding their hands, the lecturers will still be here. We'll all be there walking with them in this new expanded circle.
But there's more hands to hold.
A lot more hands and a lot more smiling faces.
Yeah, exactly, except now we have to do the social distancing. So maybe we'll just virtually hold hands.
With masks, yes.
But Maryne, as my colleague and as my friend, I'm really, really looking forward to this journey into the future together. With our academic managers and with our lecturers, we've got an amazing, amazing team, and it's just going to grow from strength to strength.
Agreed. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.